Good again, Minister. Thank you for availing yourself for this interview. To start things off, there has been a lot of flooding in Georgetown, but what is compounding the situation and what you're seeing now is that there are a whole heap of garbage all across the city, and the City Hall has the responsibility of maintaining the city. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that in 2021, in the middle of 2021, we still have this massive problem of city drainage and city garbage. I would believe that by now, that the city council, headed by the mayor, would have put this as part on top of the agenda in terms of their overall supervision and management of the city of Georgetown. It is quite alarming that everywhere you go, there are piles of garbage in different parts of Georgetown. I myself had the cause to call the members of the city hall quite a number of times to remove garbage from certain locations when complaints were made to me, after those complaints were not addressed by the city council. We have noticed that despite us putting 12 pumps in place, massive pumps to drain the city of Georgetown, and to get the 10 sluices that are in the city also to drain the city of Georgetown, there is still quite a lot of water accumulation after any intense period of rainfall like this morning. I believe that it is a concerted effort by the City Council, which is uh, controlled by the APNUAFC, to sabotage the development of Georgetown by politicizing and taking advantage of their control of City Hall. I want to assure the residents of Georgetown that we are going to work assiduously to make sure that Georgetown is upgraded. Uh, I also intend to speak directly to the solid waste director and the town clerk, as well as the city constabulary, to address this matter very condignly. I believe for too long that we have had too much recalcitrance at the level of City Hall, as well as at the level of those who are dumping garbage in our alleyways, in our drains, along our roadsides, along our streets. If we are to develop Georgetown, and if we are to place our city at the point where this is the image of Guyana, then all of us have to work together. I believe that City Hall has not been pulling its weight. They spend or claim to spend in excess of $260 million per year on garbage collection, but the city is still strewn with garbage all across. Uh, in the constituency where I live, for example, I've noticed that the garbage collection used to be on Tuesdays. The city hall went about retendering to get garbage collected in the city. Some days garbage is collected, now not on Tuesdays anymore, Wednesday evenings. Uh, one day I had to call the mayor himself. The garbage was left until Friday. The mayor himself didn't know what was happening. So I believe that it is a number of issues that we have at Georgetown which will serve to destroy our city. And despite our best efforts as government centrally, uh, putting resources, making sure that systems are functioning, we are still finding that there are officers of City Hall. Only recently, His Excellency the President himself made a tour of some of the facilities of Georgetown and found one of the pump attendants asleep. And still yet, we have not had disciplinary action taken against them. I believe that the administration of the city too has to up its game and not be cowed by the directives of the political representatives, and in this case, led by the mayor and other councillors of APNUAFC. Uh, Only recently, just over the last 5 years, there was a big effort to get the city spruced up, get the alleyways clean, get garbage collected. And within the last 10 months, we have seen a total shutdown of the operations of the mayor and city councillors where these issues are concerned. The markets, the main markets, Border and Stabroek, they have been complaining incessantly as well in terms of the sanitation of those markets as well as the drainage of those markets. Vendors are affected, buyers are affected, and I believe that the mayor and city councillors also have to take condign action where the operations of the markets are concerned. I also think too that as we move forward in the development of Georgetown, we expect that the city hall is going to, or the city councillors are going to work with us to elevate the services provided by City Hall, as well as making sure that there is greater level of transparency and accountability. This year we are spending quite a lot of monies on the restoration of City Hall. We will be tendering, as I indicated earlier, we will be tendering for the restoration of City Hall in the next few days. We'll be spending hopefully about $100 million this year, but that will be a multi-year project. It will take some time. We have also provided resources towards the completion of the administrative building, and hopefully with all of that happening, we expect that the city will also enhance its services that it provides to people. It is quite unfortunate that in 2021, we still have a mayor who refuses to work with the government, who basically speaks from both sides of his mouth, says one thing and does something else. We have a lot of enhancement work, especially in terms of infrastructure. And the central government, as we had indicated earlier, and we will continue to say, we will do the heavy lifting. The citizens of Georgetown can expect us to do the road construction. We have spoken to the mayor and his deputy about doing infrastructural work to enhance parking, to also enhance the sanitation of Georgetown. And it is apparent that those things are falling on deaf ears. The reason being, too, I think that they do not want Georgetown to get to the cutting edge. They do not want Georgetown to look like a modern city. And I think that the residents of Georgetown also will have to take this into consideration. Local government elections, as soon as they're here, we would like to see some massive changes in the councillorship of Georgetown. And I hope that residents are taking this very seriously. Businesses are affected, homes are affected, livelihoods are affected, and it looks like the mayor and city councillors are refusing to acknowledge the circumstances of our people.
Minister, as you said, there seemed to be a concerted effort to sabotage the development of the city. Who is benefiting from that?
Well, this has been an ongoing issue since the establishment of the city, and in this modern era, since independence. City Hall has basically been run by the APNU AFC. The previous to that, it would have been the PNC and the PNCR. They are under the false impression that they are actually gaining political mileage by making the city look as dilapidated as they are managing it. No one is benefiting from the sabotage that the mayor and councillors are pursuing. I believe that at the end of the day, the city of Georgetown is what is affected. The country will be affected. And I think in national interest, this government, and we have made very significant progress in terms of how we would like to see the city evolve into a modern city, taking into consideration its history as well as its architecture, and also in terms of what we would like the city to be moving forward.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Minister?
Yes, certainly. I think that the mayor and councillors at City Hall need to stop with their repugnant attitude towards development. I think that their decision making has been reckless, during most of their decision-making times. I also believe that they need to heed the concerns of the residents of Georgetown. They need to also focus on transparency and accountability. City Hall is spending about $2.2 billion per year. That is what their budget is. I believe that they can rationalize a lot of what they're doing. I think they're spending money on areas that are not of benefit to the city. I think that there is too much quote-unquote fat in the system at City Hall. And for all intents and purposes, I believe that City Hall is being used as a slush fund for the political opposition. So for us as government, we are going to take action against those who are culpable for the mismanagement of the city. There's a special audit that is currently being finalized, and as soon as that audit is completed, we are going to do our research into the audit and take action where action has to be taken.
Thank you very much for this.
Very well.